but I kept going back and forth, and there's one name I kept going back to, and that guy is none other than MVP Venom himself, Mr. Catch 'em All. All right. All jokes aside, I like Michael Venom Page, man. I really do like Michael Venom Page. This guy's striking, his speed, his awkwardness to prepare against. Even at 37, I mean, I don't see much loss in his step, to be honest. He has great timing, he's unpredictable, and if it stays in the stand-up, where there's a good chance that most of this fight will be in the stand-up, I give the edge to MVP. He has that 80-inch reach on him, and he's very good at distance, managing distance. And I think his experience is very underrated, even though he's only had one fight in the UFC. People think that he hasn't fought UFC level fighters, but throughout the years being in this game, he's been sparring UFC fighters for a while. And as for Ian Garry, I mean, those leg kicks are going to be something to look at for MVP. Ian Garry should use those leg kicks to get MVP off balance. We've seen MVP stumble a few times before by leg kicks. Ian Garry, he mostly has that basic, fundamental, technical kickboxing style for most of the fight. And I actually think Ian's easiest path to victory is to use a heavy grappling game plan and fight on the inside as much as possible, like a Mike Perry. But this is a big but. It's a question mark. We don't know if he's going to do that. We haven't really seen that from him from fight to fight, for him to be grappling, showing a ground game, and fighting on the inside is not necessarily his go-to fighting style. He usually likes to stay on the outside like a Michael Venom Page. How can I trust that Ian's going to be using that grappling or ground game? And how confident are we that he will be good in that area? He doesn't really show it. Even though he's Taekwondo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu base, we don't see the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so much. I don't believe Ian has the best sparring partners to prepare for someone like Michael Page. I mean, Michael Page is like a puzzle in the stand-up. He really keeps you guessing. You don't know when he's going to strike, really. And on the flip side, Michael Page has plenty of experience fighting those basic fundamentals and technical kickboxing styles. And this is going to be Ian Garry's first time facing a style of a Michael Page. And that's something that I don't think you can simulate in training camp. So even though I think Ian Garry is a young star in the UFC, I do think it's in the UFC's best interest to have MVP get matched up to a guy like Ian Garry and find a win. I think UFC do want to see a potential blockbuster of MVP versus Leon Edwards in the future. I don't think Ian Garry needs to win. I think he can afford a loss to an iconic MMA fighter like a Michael Venom Page and still be a future contender in this division. Yeah, in this one, I'm going to go with my underdog, my boy MVP. And if Ian eats the type of shots that Holland was taking, MVP can find a finish. And I think MVP can catch him. No pun intended. Very pun intended. So yeah, that's my best underdog, Michael Venom Page, Ian Garry, looking to catch them all. And if you enjoy these videos, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. So see you in the next one.